Hey, this is Pastor Curry, pastor of the Zion Fair Baptist Church, Wilmington's most exciting church, the church that love ya, and nothing you can do about it. Today we're Coffee with Curry. I'm excited because we are in the heat of this election season. The Democratic convention is just wrapping up, and it is a lot of stuff going on in the political arena. And today, what I want to do is I want to share the stage with two candidates who are running for city council. One is my friend. I like him a whole lot. He's a good brother, a graduate of Delaware State University. Yes, he belongs to that old Kappa Alpha Psi stuff, but we ain't going to hold that against him. We're going to support him in every way we can. So we're going to talk to him today, and then we got a surprise for you for the second part of this show. Why don't you call somebody real quickly? Tell them Coffee with Curry is on, and let's get after it.
Good morning, Delaware and surrounding areas. You are now tuned in to this week's Coffee with Curry. Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. with new guests every week. So grab your cup of coffee and join us on Coffee with Curry.
And we're back. Well, great joy to have you with us today. Yeah. I love your blue outfit today. You don't have on sneaks. I guess you out there. How do they treat you first?
Well, they treat me very well. You know, this campaign has been wonderful. I enjoyed every day of it. My mom, my father, they're all out on the campaign trail with me. Wow. We're putting out signs. We're knocking on doors. And we've just been getting a good reception of answers from folks out in the community. So
yeah, I've been hearing some great things about you, my brother. Every day I go home and I pray, Lord, help him to denounce that mistake he made and come on over to the real side of the world. But my brother, honestly, when I endorsed you as a candidate, I saw the truth of who you are. Beyond the fact that you went to Delaware State, member of Kappa Alpha Psi, you are a community-driven person.
Yes. Being
out there with the people, supporting the people, and now that we are in this I call it anti against my will that I hate everybody culture. To have a person like you who really just trying to find a way to help somebody else is very much breathtaking. So I just want to bring you back. I wanted to bring you back again, as I promised I would, but instead of me giving you a full show today, I'm going to give you a little bit because I might have to bring you back again. How do you feel things are going on the streets for you?
Every day we get an opportunity to go out there and we get, just to serve and figure out what some of the constituents' concerns are. Like I said, my team is strong. We've been going nonstop, but I wanted to change the narrative of how campaigns are ran. Mm-hmm. A lot of times before it was like, hey, you just went out there, you just knocked on doors, and if they liked you, they liked you. But as a young candidate, it's hard to knock on doors sometimes because they don't know who you are.
Right.
So we changed the whole landscape. We was like, you know what, we're going to try a digital approach. Everybody has a phone, and hopefully they open their phone and they see me on it. So we did a big social media platform of just pushing information. And we got a good a good response, and we added some funny videos in there. Okay. So a lot of people was like, hey, I see you rolling around in the grass, and but that was just an attention getter. Right. So now we can start feeding the information. So, once after that happened, we've been given a lot of informational sessions, like what is city council, how to vote, where to vote, why should you vote for me? Just trying to make sure that we cover all our bases. So when we do go knock on doors, most people have already said, my brother, you already got my vote. Excellent. So this has been a great experience so far for me. We're about 20 days away. Yeah. And, me and my mom, we had a moment last night because I told her, I was like, I'm tired. We've been outside.
Too young to be tired.
But the heat's been hitting me. Yeah. And she was like, nah, keep going. You got this. And, I think everybody in the community is proud because the community has raised me. That's right. It took a lot of people in this village to make sure that I am where I'm at today. So, I'm just so happy to be in this moment. And hopefully we continue to push forward. And I got my nephew with me today. So it's been amazing for me because I see young people look at me and they be like, hey, what do you do? How are you doing it? I see you doing a great job. I see you having fun out here. And that's the exposure that I wanted to give to the next generation. Yeah. So we could be able to open that door for them.
Yeah. Last time you were on the show, you talked about your nephews and nieces and nephews. So it's good to see that. And we're going to probably bring them on the show just so everybody can see how you babysitting today and you decided to stop by to grab you, tackle you down. Yeah. But you did stop by even though you were on another mission of taking care of the family.
I'm on duty.
Appreciate that.
I'm on on duty today.
Yes, and I hope you're not on duty with the suit on, but I feel you wanted to dress up a little bit. But listen, there's one serious question I wanted to ask. Yeah. Then I want to go back to being our relationship where we just have fun, because I believe that you are the person, the candidate for this season. Yeah. Something is going on where, whether it be Democrats versus Republicans, but in some cases it could be Democrats against Democrats. Yeah. I'm a little tired of all the negativity. Mm-hmm. I'm a little tired of non-compromising. Yeah. In order to help your people, I believe there has to be some form of compromise. Give a little. And I think one of the reasons why the Gaza war is still going on, because neither one of the sides want to give anything. Yeah. Where are you at? How do you feel about compromise?
Well, what I will say is, I tell people all the time, politics is all about people coming together and figuring out how, with our people's taxpayer dollars, how we can figure out to make them feel better, want to live more, want to live in Wilmington, want them to feel more safer in Wilmington, just figuring out solution-based. And that's not just an individual party. That's everybody that's sitting on council. Right. I work for a guy, Senator Tom Carper, who did major bipartisan work. And that's when Republicans, Democrats come together and they figure out the best solution for the community. And that's the same with me. I'm trying to figure out how we can come up with some innovative solutions that probably haven't been done or already are implemented, but just need some tweaking and figure out how we can get it done for the community. So I'm the guy that's going to be the guy like, hey, listen, I don't care who to work with, as long as we can get done what we need to get done for the people in our community, because our community has asked for results and different results. Right. That's right. But I keep telling them, in this election, you have to vote different. Then you can't have the same voting pattern and want different results.
Yeah, Mom maybe talked about that. She said, if you continue to do the same thing, you'll continue to get the same results. So that's good. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's good.
No, so we've been getting the same results. I think the community has felt that way. And right now it's time for a different election result here today in the primary. So I'm just waiting to see. Hopefully we get that. But I tell the community every day, hey, listen, when you go out and you're looking to vote, don't just go down straight ticket. Educate yourself on all the candidates, because every district needs something different. Right. So you need to be able to pay attention and say, hey, listen, my district needs this. Some district needs new parks or new lights. Some district need affordable housing. Yeah. And that's all over the United States of America. Absolutely. But some districts are in their economic development where small businesses are at. So we need to figure out how we can make more equitable decisions for our diversity in our market. So, there's so many different things that are in our districts. But if you just selecting somebody that you know, because that's just how you feel safe, voting is not about feeling comfortable. It's about finding somebody that's going to work every day tirelessly to make sure that you and Wilmington are thriving.
Yeah, so. Very good. And as you are going about, we don't really have a lot of polling. Yeah. and I know you, like you said, I'm just waiting to see the outcome. It's like, oh my God, that'll drain you by itself. Yeah. But you are feeling good about the street. When you're on the street, you believe. Do you have any kind of game where you're going to be able to get your people out to vote?
Yes. So for me, we've been coming up with some innovative commercials. I just told somebody the other day, hey, listen, they say, hey, well, how can I find you on the ballot? So we're going to come up with a Find Alex ballot that you can see. But also just letting people know, like, if I'm your choice, if you feel like I'm the guy that you want to run for be in city council, you find me first on the ballot. I'm going to be at the bottom, but I'm hoping that I'm at the top of your mind when you go into election. And my team, I was just trying to figure out, like, how can we got 24 polls, how can we cover them all? And, I'm working with organizations down at Delaware State University and other organizations close to figure out we can get some of our students to be involved. Because this is about exposing them into this election process so that they can feel a part of it. This is history in the making. And we're just waiting to see what that looks like. I'm happy my family all said they're calling off. So, I think we have a great game plan. Early voting is starting next week at the Wilmington Powell Center from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'll be there every day.
Is that the 10th? What date is that? It
starts the 27th.
August 27th.
Yeah, it starts the 27th, all the way to the 4th, September 4th. Yes. So, I'll be out there every day. I tell them, if you don't see me out there, don't vote for me, because I'm going to be out there with my laptop, with my computer, sitting there in front of the Powell.
We got a couple of locations now.
Well, for
Wilmington, you only got
Wilmington,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
Wilmington is at the Wilmington Pal.
Now, are they gonna? But aren't they doing something at the riverfront too? Or
I'm not sure. I think I seen it was tentative. If they did change it, if it is there,
all right.
I'll be at the Wilmington Pal. It's only one of me. You know, so hopefully, we can get the support because on the primary they don't close down a lot of work like the president election in November, the general election. So I just been telling a lot of people, hey, listen, if you can vote early, let's get it in. If you believe in me now, let's get these votes in now because that can make a significant impact.
Yeah, when you were here with me last time, you shared with me, the family that you've come from and how you have been very, very motivated and trained and developed to serve. Yeah. And you said they're out with you right now. How are they feeling?
It's funny because, I'm a guy, I wake up and I'm like, I'm going out there. My mom, she's like, if you go outside, call me because I'm coming with you.
Okay.
And at first I was like, I don't want to be out here sweating. It's hot out here. And she said, no, I got you. So she's been out there. My dad, he comes out of nowhere and he's out there putting out stakes, yard sign. He calls me every day at around 3:00. Where you at? Let's put out some signs. Let's figure out where you need to be at. So my family has been the backbone of this campaign. Every day, and even my campaign team, they have been on me trying to figure out how we can win this election. So, I'm just so happy to have people that care about me because, at this point, it's not paid. This is just everybody giving out their love and support. And one thing I said about my mom, she's, it's really funny how, we've been going out knocking on doors and everybody, soon they open up their door, they were like, your son running? Oh, don't worry about it. I got him. I got him. Don't worry. So, she's been really outside with me and it's been amazing. We've been talking nonstop. So our bond has been growing closer. So, I'm just happy, man. I'm just,
I saw you at the debate, the mayoral debate here, and you were excited then and you have always been that upbeat person and not knowing, I just wish we could have some kind of data. But what I'm hoping, and I'm glad to hear you say that you have getting the vote, pushing that vote out, making sure they come out and vote. You're going to be at the polls. You're going to do the work. No one will outwork you, as Sherry Dorsey often say, Walker. So since nobody will outwork you, that's a good thing, and that means you're going to do what you got to do. And how are you feeling other than tired? I mean, how are you feeling?
Well, just blessed. We get an opportunity. I'm 31 years old and, I think sometimes in politics, you don't see a 31-year-old trying to serve his community. And I just feel happy because somebody opened the door for me. My mentor is Logan Herron. So I get an opportunity to see a guy that's over at the work group and he's changing lives. I grew up in that north side, west side area, but seeing how Riverside was growing up and how he's transforming that into a whole new model, new make, East Side charters right there. Then they have, so they're building a whole new community over there. Right. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, well, he can't be the only guy. Like he's doing a great work. We need to actually help him and we need to actually transition that over to the north side area, over to the west side area, over to the South Bridge area, so that we can complete a full picture. And that's what it's all about. I think a lot of times we look at people like the Logan and the work group and we say, well, they're getting all the funding, they're getting all this. Well, no, we need to figure out a way of how they're doing it. Just like Kobe looked at Jordan and said, well, I see how it's going. And, they both became great. So, we need to figure that out so the whole...
We disagree again. Jordan was the greatest and will always be, but Kobe was good. Okay.
Oh, well, I don't even want to tell you who my favorite player is. LeBron.
Oh, well, then I'm supporting you on that one. Okay. And LeBron is an excellent player. As we're now moving forward, you share with us that you are out on the streets, your family's on the street, trying to get every vote you can find. I wanted to bring you back, and I hope that in the middle of all of the early voting, to bring you back again for a quick segment, because I really, beyond just even giving you the donation that was given, I think I need to do another one, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you are given the encouragement that's needed. Right now, we have several people that are running, and we're not going to concern ourselves with that. But you're saying that you're going to put the elbow grease in, and you're going to be out there doing what you got to do. Go ahead and tell the people for just a second.
It might be longer than a second.
For the next 10 minutes, if you want to. This is your show, as far as I'm concerned. Who you are and why you would like for them to vote for you.
Well, just want to give a touch base on who I am. I think we touched on it. I'm a Delaware State University graduate. After graduating from Delaware State University, I did like most kids do in the community and try to figure out ways where I could make money and take care of my family. So I went into banking, but quickly realized that wasn't my passion. I was trying to find my passion ever since. And I think people today see me and even the younger generation, they like, oh, well, everything looks peaches and cream, but I was really trying to figure it out. I went to enterprise thinking that I wanted to figure out how to be at enterprise. Then I went into insurance and trying to figure out where I was going to bounce in. And then I ended up in education. And that right there was the best thing that could have happened for me. I got an opportunity to see the all wrap around, the kids coming in starving, hungry, their parents not having a job, then realizing the parents, they don't even have shelter over their head, trying to figure out how they're going to figure out how their kids going to eat tonight or where they're going to stay at. Some of those things made me feel like, wow, like how can I help? And that was instant. My mom was the same way. She had a daycare for 15 years. So I got the opportunity to see her pour into her community and those kids, their education, their well-being, and they became family. Those same kids are graduating from high school, going to college today. So now I'm looking at it like I can revisit and do the same thing for my community and those kids. And that's what I did, was pouring into it. We created this nonprofit called Community Cares of Delaware, where I'm now servicing almost over 2,500 families at each event. Our book bag drive, we just had 2,000 families. Our toy drive, we have about 5,000 families there at the Field House every Saturday before Christmas. So I was like, when I lost in 2020, I was like, there's no way I'm going to stop working. We're going to start implementing things that we can start. Like my campaign started in 2020. Like, even though people are hearing me now, in 2020, I was like, no, this race for me starts. So I started to do things. I created staffing agency and education, where I'm employing over 100 jobs a year, giving back to our community. Some of them parents that didn't have jobs now go in and educate the kids, then take their kid and go home. Now they can feed them. And that ecosystem that I was seeing, I was able to try to put a little dent in and fix it. But a lot of questions that we got in my campaign trail was, well, what do you stand for? Well, I'm pretty honest on that. Education, housing, and safety. And I'm a small business owner. Community. Yeah, and I'm a small business owner. So always trying to figure out how we can build equitable spaces for small businesses, and also making sure that they can find their resources and have access to capital. We talk about affordable housing. Well, right now in Wilmington, we got about 1,500 vacancies. The land bank is doing a wonderful job, but I think also the education in the land bank can increase and have some advocacy from me, so that people in our neighborhood that might have the opportunity to develop a vacancy right next to them. How does that happen? We talk about education. Well, in Wilmington, we don't have a big voice in Wilmington with education, but the advocacy for me is going to be there. How do we get more after-school programs? Eastside Charter is doing a great job with STEM-related stuff. How do we get our kids into programs like that so that they can be exposed to different things? And then we talk about safety, our community policing. I talked about last night, ROTC in our military base needs to, some part need to be in our state of Delaware for police officers. How do they recruit earlier in high school and get our kids? Now you're in high school and you start recruiting and you start developing, now you're training. When you become an officer, you're ready to go. But then I look at our community, we have this narrative about police officers and them being pigs and all this other stuff. We got to change that. Because if we have more people in our community that become police officers, it becomes safer. That's right. The relationship is different. I know a lot of officers today that's over in the West Center City area that their relationship with the community is outstanding. And when they show up, it's a different response. And that's what we need in our community. So that's me. I know a lot of people have had questions because they say, hey, listen, you've been doing a lot of funny videos and talking, but what do you stand on? And that's what I stand on.
And man, for those of you who are watching us today, and I'm sitting here just listening to them, we've been asking, where are the Black male role models? Yeah. We've been asking that question. Well, I bring to you today Alex Hackett, because college educated, well, first, born and bred right here in Wilmington. Yes. That's important. Yeah. It's not like he's an implant or he showed up one day, and he went on through the education system here and went on to Delaware State, doing very well, got into even a public service fraternity. And this, I'm not dissing you this time. Right now, I'm being as serious as I can be. Yeah. And he's doing so much. When I first learned of Brother Hackett, I was told all the wonderful things that he would like to do. But then when I interviewed him and saw some of the things he was doing, it's not about what I would like to do. It's about what I want to continue to do. Yeah. I want to push this type of positivity. I want to push this type of narrative, because now our young men can look at a young man and say, wow, I can be that. And I think you have you may not feel the weight because naturally you're positive, but that's a weight that you are carrying where the young brothers can look at you, and sisters too, because you're married. I was going to give a wrong word, but you're able to be married. I shouldn't say marriageable, but that's not a real word, but I guess I put the quotes up there. But there's a role model that is missing. Either we angry, we're mad, we're ready to fight, or you can go with a Hackett who's saying, you know what, let's find a way to solve the issues so we won't have to be mad.
And for me, that has been the thing that has been keeping me going, the role model part, the open doors for the next generation. My team, we talk a lot about being a generational leader. Like, how do you have a generation that's like, hey, listen, I've never seen what you do. I don't know what you do. So that gives me the opportunity to show. And once again, I woke up every day and walked outside and seen guys on the corner and different things of that nature. But my family also said, hey, listen, go to this summer camp. Go visit this. Like, I got exposed to so many different things that I was able to see so many different things. But I'll be honest with you, this is a full circle moment for me. I was in Stubbs Elementary growing up, and they had a youth city council competition, and I ended up winning, and I ended up serving as 3rd District City Council for a day, which at the time was Stephanie T. Bolden. So, it's crazy how the world works, because constantly I was hearing about it, didn't know what politics was, but I act on it. And then in high school, as you would know, I would walk around and the principal would say, well, that's Mayor Hackett. That's Mayor Hackett. So, so it's been in my ear, but I always thought that I was going to be something else. But God, I try to move to Pittsburgh and work in banking, move to Ohio and learn about residential assistant, went to DC and all this. And I keep coming back here and figuring out, no, this is where my roots are. This is where I need to be at. So, I'm so happy to be in Delaware. I'm not going anywhere. I love this place. And I think we have a great opportunity to grow. We're like one of the most undeveloped cities. So we got a lot of work to do. But putting the right people in there, that's the start.
Yes, and that is the start. And some of the people that we may have, and this is not you speaking, this is me speaking, some of the people we may have currently, you got to stop going off of name recognition and give newness an opportunity. Moms Mabley said, for those of you who heard me half quote her last one, if you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always got. At some point, there has to be a shift, and the shift have to be some newness. And I think today we bring to you a true positive brother. I'm definitely going to bring his nephew on, because I want you to be able to see today he was literally hanging out or watching his nephew, and he still came over to be able to do this show with me because he's out. He's showing him how to serve community through the life that he's presenting you. So we're going to take a real quick commercial break, and I'm going to bring him on because I don't want to mess up anything and just throw him on the show. But just give me 1 second, and he's going to be right back. We'll be right back.
Greetings. I am Wayna Dobson, your candidate for Wilmington City Council at Large. I have served our community and constituents for over 35 plus years. And in doing so, I decided that I would run. I want to be an advocate, continue being an advocate for constituents and those in the community. I want to be a listening ear and get a resolve done for you. You are important to me, and that's why I am running. So I am asking that on September the 10th that you vote for me, Wayna Dobson, Wilmington City Council at Large.
I'm Alexander Hackett, and I'm running for City Council at Large for the city of Wilmington. And as always, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Wilmington, I see you at the primary, September 10th, 2024. Vote Alexander Hackett, all right?
Local news and politics in the city of Wilmington, Delaware. The latest headlines with your host, Dr. C.T. Curry.
But they get rich, getting new cars, getting new houses, getting new opportunities, but the community is still getting nothing.
And co-host, Kobe Owens.
And from that time, we have slowly seen our democracy become under attack.
Weekly episodes. Sundays at 5 p.m. The Source.
We need volunteers, we need mentors, and we need sponsorship. So please think about donating to Duffy Soap. Go on our website, duffysoapinc.org, and donate that way. You can call us at 302-652-3532. We can take your payment over the phone. You can mail us a check at 100 West 10th Street, Suite number 9, Wilmington, Delaware, 19801. Also, you can donate your time. If you don't have money, donate your time. You know, come help us with the garden. You know, help us mentor or help be a tutor, things like that. So please think about donating to Duffy Soap.
And we're back. We wanted to throw Logan in on this quick interview I'm doing with my great friend, brother Alex. Is it? Yeah, I was right, Alex. I was going to say I'm wrong. But real quick, you know, it's a joy to see this, and you know, you almost look like you, so y'all are related. But it's Logan. You have a great uncle, but if the people don't want to believe your uncle and they want to believe you, why should somebody vote for your uncle?
Because he is a great person and he has a nice, loving community.
All right.
Well, that boy good.
And he uses his hands too, so you must have been doing some practicing with him. Well, look, man, it is just a joy and a privilege. Do you believe your uncle will be a good city council person?
Yes. You
really do? All right, and will you try to do some of the things that he's doing?
A little bit.
Okay, but one thing I want you to change, okay? Now take it from me, I'm the pastor here, okay? I want you never to look at the letters of Kappa Alpha Psi. Make sure you look at Omega Psi Phi. That's real men, all right?
Skip this part.
But the Kappa part, you know, let it be what it is. But it's so wonderful having you on the show, Logan. I'm glad you allowed your uncle to spend some time with me today. Before I let you go, because I got my next guest coming on, and I'm looking forward to that quick interview. Tell us, how can we give to your campaign?
Well, listen, it's that simple as, you can visit alexanderhackett.com, hit the donate link, and listen, I'm telling everybody right now, there's no amount that's too small for a campaign. We're trying to reach new heights, reach new people. But my biggest thing is, I've told everybody, when it comes down to September 10th, the primary election, I might be at the bottom of the ballot, but I need to be at the top of your mind when you go in there and you select me for city council at large. So thank you so much for having me. I'm truly blessed to be here today. Got my nephew. I once again get to expose him and see something different. But it's always been an honor to be here.
Excellent, man.
Yes,
listen, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I can't wait until, are you going to do any kind of after party?
Yes, we are. I was going to invite you out. Listen, so we're doing it. We're doing it right on the spot. Okay. I have faith. I think we're going to be good, but we're going to go September 10th. We have the whole election, which is from pretty much 6 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. But at 8 p.m., we're going to be at Oath 84, and we're going to celebrate the night. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to celebrate the night.
Well, I can't really be there with you because I got to be here. But I'll tell you this much. I might even stop by because I believe it's going to happen. Listen, we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Marcus Henry, and I'm running for Newcastle County Executive. I spent over 20 years working in state and local government, trying to bring the good programs and services you deserve here in Newcastle County. Please support my campaign. Please look us up at marcushenryde.com for further information. I look forward to meeting you all over next year, and I look forward to your support. Thank you.
Christopher Holton. I'm very active. It was a Saturday morning. Normally I go for my normal walk.
With no warning, Chris suffered a near-fatal heart attack. But thankfully, Brian Buckley, a bystander, saw him collapse and rushed to help.
He did this big gasp for air and then just stopped. It's like I went into autopilot. It's like all that training I did back in the day around CPR just magically came out of nowhere.
Because of the CPR training that Brian received, Chris did make it and didn't die on the trail that day. CPR training provided by the American Heart Association.
Looking at your hands, these two hands could save a life.
Being a father, you want to be around. You want to be around for your kids.
Heart disease is America's #1 killer. To learn more about how the American Heart Association helps save lives, go to helpheart.org.
Join us live for our weekly worship. Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube.
Well, Pastor, I'm doing the best I can, but I still gotta have a little Chardonnay, and I still gotta have a little this, and I gotta still sneak around. The devil is a liar. That's an excuse.
Wilmington's most exciting church.
How you guys doing today? My name is Brandon Snow. I'm president of Southbridge Civic Association. I've been a long-term resident of Southbridge. For those who don't know, my grandfather was Willie Snow. We had Snow's store on B and Hill, which was a long-standing staple in the community. I'm here as the new civic president to pledge my transparency and see the growth and prosperity of our community going forward. For those who need to reach me, feel free to reach out to me via email. It is southbridgecivicassociationde@gmail.com. And if you need to reach me by phone, feel free to reach out as well. I can be reached at 302-363-4788. Thank you.
Not today.
I'm here. You can tell me anything.
I see you. We're in this together.
Breakthroughs are happening.
Treatments are evolving.
The stats can change.
Society can change.
We can all say, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
If we're together, bound to be better. When we're together.
Dear doctor, your screens say my mom. You can keep my screens now.
And we are back. Well, before I let you see, I've been told by so many members of the congregation here at East Zion Fair, so many members in the community, and even some my councilman district person called me. How come Tish Bracy have not been on your show? I said, I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't think of it. But today I was able to grab her at the last minute Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to see my friend, Sister Tish Bracy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I feel like I'm home. I'm home.
Yes. Well, before we get started, I just want to share with everybody that, Tish comes from a family that is really the founding of this church. Her great-grandmother or grandmother.
Great aunt.
Oh, aunt. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bracy's. That's all I know. She was the one who started the children's choir at Zion Fair. Some of these people are 50, 60 years old now. But she was the one who would have her station wagon driving the kids back and forth to church. She built the music ministry at Zion Fair. And look at the product that she has produced. I am glad. I'm so sorry that you have not been a part of our shows, but it's not too late. And I'm hoping and trusting. How are you feeling first?
I am feeling good, and I am so glad to be here, and thank you for having me. And yes, I am an Zion Fair kid through and through. I used to be on that station wagon with my Nana when we would ride around in the community picking up kids to come to the church when it was at the old location where Reverend Johnson was still a pastor.
Yes.
So I love Zion Fair. This is my foundation, so it's an honor to be here with you.
Well, we are grateful. We are very grateful that you're here. Well, listen, I only have one serious question because I've been doing this with all of the candidates. I have endorsed you.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, my church have endorsed you. The community have endorsed you. We know you were appointed, but I believe by faith it's going to continue. You did a good work on City Council. And a lot of times things are people don't understand votes and things of that nature. And that's a part of the politics.
Mm-hmm.
And because your shoulders are big, you're able to handle that. But one of the things I am grateful for is that you stood strong on all things that you voted on.
Mm-hmm.
This is the concern I have, not with you, but with a lot of people, this new culture. No one seems to want to compromise. No one seems to want to work hard to make sure that the people who they're representing, their constituents, get what they need by compromising in other areas. Help me to understand compromise as you understand it.
So I think that's one of the unique things that I bring to the table in all of the work that I've done working with all of the U.S. senators. And, I spent 20 years working in politics on the staff side. And one of the lessons that I've learned is that it can't just be my way or the highway. We really have to spend time understanding everyone's point of view. And sometimes people aren't going to like what you decide and how you vote. But if you're able to explain it, and if you're able to say, look, let's come back to the table and talk about what your views are, what my views are, and what their views are, we're able to kind of come together and bring some compromise. And I think not just council, but politics in general has gotten toxic.
It has, yeah.
It's not really Wilmington City Council. It's just the atmosphere that we're in right now, where people are angry and they're upset. And, rightfully so, there's a lot going on and people are really concerned about what's happening in their families. But we can't just get so stuck in our ways that we can't hear someone else.
Absolutely.
And, that's what I bring to the table. And I feel like that's what I've tried to display since I've been appointed to City Council is, no, I want to hear, you just yelled at me, but I still want to hear what you have to say.
Right.
And I don't necessarily understand what you're talking about, but I want to understand.
Okay.
So, bringing really listening to people, which is what I think we're hired to do anyway.
Yeah, and that's what people who are educated do. They seek understanding as opposed to, no, if you're not doing what I need done. So that was the only serious thing I really wanted, because all the candidates that I have endorsed, I've really been able to really see that they are able to compromise and get stuff done. And that's important for the culture in which we live in today. It's not that we are going to go on a hate party, but we're really going on an understanding party. So thank you so very much. First, before I get started anyway, what do you want to share with the people? This is your first time on Coffee with Curry. I got to give you a whole hour the next time you come. But for today, since we're on a fast track, but you take your time, what do you want to share with the people in Wilmington?
So I think I just want to make sure people really understand. I was appointed to serve out the term of the late Loretta Walsh, who was a giant in our community, served on City Council for many, many years. And I was appointed in 2022 to serve out her term. So I've been on council about 1.5 years now. I am a Wilmingtonian through and through. This is my town. I've been here all my life and went to Delaware State University.
Oh, wow.
Never left Delaware. Went to Wilmington University for my graduate degrees. And then worked for all of the senators. So Senator Carper, Biden, Kaufman, Coons.
Oh, wow.
And then I did a small time with Lisa Blunt Rochester on her campaign, her first campaign as her campaign manager. So always been on the staff side. So serving and working in the community has always been a passion of mine. I've always joke around and I say I was the least politico because all of my jobs had something to do with either constituent services or community outreach. It wasn't necessarily just the legislation piece. It was making sure that whatever elected official I worked for understood what the community cared about. And that's what I really feel like I bring as an advantage to city council is I understand the legislation and the policy piece, but I also understand the importance of being out in the community and really listening to the community and then bringing that back in to say, okay, here's a problem. How do we solve it?
Wow. I think this is just so refreshing because you were able to share how you really are two people in one. You understand the legislative side of it. You was clear on that and you've worked for those folks very, very strongly and worked on bills or whatever else. And then you also made it clear that you are the one who made sure that those folks who were the politicians were heard by the constituents that elected them. So you really bring a really strong, and your time, year and a half that you've been in office, have really been served well in that area.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I think that's what we need. We need a balance. You can't just be one or the other. Sometimes you need to be able to put on a suit and go into these rooms with these people, these business leaders and these community leaders and say, look, this is great. All of this development that's happening downtown, the riverfront, all that's good. But how are we translating that into benefits in the other parts of the city and making sure that they understand? And then also going into the community and saying, hey, look, they're not evil. What they're doing is what they do, but we need to be able to articulate to them what we want. And so having someone that can, speak both languages as it would be, and really help bridge those gaps is what I'm really passionate about. And what I look forward to doing more of is because I think sometimes there's a tale of two cities here in the city. And so we need to make sure that we are talking to each other and explaining and making sure that the good that's happening, like the senior affordable homes that you're building here, like that we're promoting and we're supporting those good efforts that are happening and supporting development and big high rises and all that. We can do both.
Right. And I think that's why I was talking about the compromise piece, because that's what I found strong, where you are very strong at, is you're able to understand, okay, we're not going to demonize this, but we're going to support this too, so that we can come together and both can serve its purpose. Because if we had all affordable housing, then that would be a problem, because then you take away a lot of your business part of it. So I understand that. So Tish, you are a favorite by several people. You should. If I told you some of the people who jumped on me. Poor old me. That's how I feel right now.
Lord.
How come? And that's why I immediately said, let me grab her as soon as I could to come on the show. And I'm so hoping many of you are watching. But how can a person give to you for your campaign? How will you do that?
So go to my website, www.tishbracy.com. That's tishbracy.com, TISH. BRACY, and you can click on the donate link, and that'll take you right to the page where you can donate. And you can also, there's instructions on there if you wanted to mail in a check, you can also do it that way. But everything's on the website.
Great. Now, do you have any volunteers, or do you want volunteers?
Yes, and we can always use, we're ramping up. We've only got a few more weeks left. So if you want to volunteer, if you go to my website, tishbracy.com, you can click on join my campaign, and you can volunteer. You can get a yard sign. If you want to make phone calls, we're going to be having a full court press for September 10th on a primary day, having volunteers throughout the city. So anyone that wants to volunteer and get a free T-shirt, I will take them.
and I'm going to need a T-shirt, by the way. I'm
yes,
going to say
sir.
this on the air, because I'm getting ready to start wearing them on my Source show.
Okay.
And I'm getting one made with all of the names of those who I'm supporting. But I want to be able to wear one just that has your name on it, because I got beat up pretty bad. And I want to make sure I serve my people well by letting them know that it was a real honest mistake of not getting you here much sooner. But on the 10th, you said there's going to be a strong push.
Yes.
And you do know that, I mean, not do, I'm sure you know, but the early voting, do you have anything going on with that?
So early voting starts on the 28th, which is next week. So we are going to make sure that we are stopping by all of the locations. So if you have, if there are volunteers that want to put on a t-shirt and be out with a sign supporting our campaign, please let me know. You can contact me through the website or by tish@tishbracy.com, which is my email address. You can just shoot me an email and we can get you set up to volunteer, because we really want to make sure that the message is out there that you want to have. Wilmington deserves good city council members.
Yes.
And I'm here to work. I hit the ground running as soon as I got on, and I will continue to work hard for our city. So we want people out helping me get the word out for September 10th so they can vote for me.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's very evident. Delaware State graduate. I mean, this is just awesome. I love HBCU folks, you know, as a fellow HBCU person. But you have been out. You've been doing what you needed to do. What do you like about City Council?
I love the fact, and I actually said this to someone the other day, you could literally be in City Council chambers on a Thursday night, and it could be 100 people in there telling you about all their issues, and then 2 days later see them at the ShopRite. And at the ShopRite, it's, hey, Tish. It's not, hey, Councilwoman. It's not, you know, I'm still mad at you because I didn't like your vote, or yes, I like that vote. Mm-hmm. It's just, hey, how are you? And we're such a small city that you see the people that you serve. Mm-hmm. And I love the interaction and being able to have the conversations on the corner with people and just explain what I was thinking when I did whatever I did or said whatever I said. And I love that, that an immediate feedback that you can get from the community members, because we're all here together. Right. And so they can pick up the phone and call you and be like, you know what, Tish, maybe you should think about this, or have you talked to this person because they have this going on. And I love that about being on city council. It's very different than the federal government, where we're thinking at such a bigger scale and we're really thinking about what's happening in the country. Here, it's really about what's happening at home.
Absolutely. And now that I've shared earlier, I had on the show, brother Alex, brother, mm-hmm. and I shared with the viewers how he's a role model. I want to extend that. Because you are an excellent role model. And for those of you who earlier we had a male role model, now we have a female role model. She was appointed, and it's interesting because even being appointed during the time that you were appointed, it was by popular demand too. Mm. There were several people who were pushing for you to get in that position. Now there was some other political stuff, but we stay positive now.
Exactly.
We're going to stay on the positive side. And I'm hoping out of the 3 slots that are available for city council, one, you return as an elected official and not appointed one. And I'm biased against, I want Wayne to get in, I want Alex to get in too, and I do. But what I want most of all is for people to remember the name. And what is the name again?
It is Latisha Tish Bracy. So September 10th, you have 3 choices, and I need you to make sure that I'm one of your 3 choices.
Yes. And if you are confused, make sure Latisha Bracy is the name you don't forget. And so if you don't vote for the mayor, if you don't vote for nobody else, make sure Latisha Bracy is the person that you remember. Because at the end of the day, we got to put her back. She has experience now. You got 2 years under your belt almost. So you understand all the craziness and as well as all the great things that happen. You ain't got to be tried and tested.
Exactly.
And while 2 other people that I'm supporting are going to be new, I think that they have enough temperament to be able to do what they need to do. But I'm very grateful. You did not lose your cool in some cases I thought you were going to.
Thank you.
All those things. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no. I was just saying thank you.
But that's why I am grateful for you, because there are times when even I've even said things I didn't like, that it was happening with votes and stuff, but you didn't lose your cool. You maintained yourself. We need that.
Thank you.
We need that. We need that. So for those of you who are watching today, my whole goal for this show today was to make sure that y'all understand we got some new blood, some new fresh stuff happening, and they are all Wilmingtonians. They are from here. They didn't, and as Latisha said, she didn't go away. She stayed right here in this community, went to Delaware State. Were you under DeLauder or under
DeLauder?
You under DeLauder? Okay, because you were at Del State when I was serving as administrator there. Were you?
What year?
I was administrator at Delaware State from 2000 to 2005.
I probably was there because I graduated in 2004.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to go check the record. I may have suspended her or something. I got to make sure. But I know that's not it. No. But this is awesome, and I'm looking forward to you doing the great work, continuing the great work that you have been assigned to. Latisha, I want to give you the last word in this interview. You can say whatever you want to say to the people. That's the camera right there. Say what you desire.
I just want to say first, thank you for having me on. I am Latisha Tish Bracy. I am Wilmingtonian through and through. I really care about our community and making sure that in this next administration, we are really serving and being intentional about safe communities. Every community in this city deserves to be clean and safe. We need to expand the services that we have already started and institute some new ones so that we have street teams and we have community hubs and resources in every part of the city. We need to expand our affordable housing programming with the land bank. We need to make sure that we are connecting local minority developers through Jumpstart and other programs to those vacant housing. And on top of that, that we're training them and preparing them for access to capital. It's not just one thing to say, here's a house that you can get and it's affordable. We need to make sure that people's finances meet the needs that they have. And so I really want to look at workforce development, access to training, financial management. How are we building up our communities and our families so that they're building wealth, generational wealth? And then lastly, stable government. I really want to focus on making sure that there is some level of transparency in our city government, that people really understand what's happening and who does what. So by voting for me, I will commit to working on all of those things. So remember, Tish Bracy at tishbracy.com is my email. Tishbracy.com is my website. And I hope you vote for me September 10th. Bracy for at large.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move in the city for just a day. And I'm going to register that same day. And I'm going to vote for Tish Bracy because I am just proud to see the role models that we have in front of us. I hope and trust you will take true to that. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Kobe Owens and I'm running for the Democratic nomination for the City Council 1st District right here in Wilmington. I am running on a platform of addressing our affordable housing crisis, making sure we're helping both homeowners and renters both live in this city, live in safe and affordable housing. I'm running on a platform to address affordable housing, but also looking at quality of life issues, making sure that our street signs are up, our streets are fit, our sidewalks aren't cracked, and making sure our communities are safer for everyone. And lastly, I am running on a sustainable development and economic growth platform, one that makes sure we're investing into our neighborhoods, and our best investment that we can make is investing into our youth, making sure that we are preparing them for our future. And then lastly, expanding senior programming to make sure that they continue to age in place right here in the 1st District, in the city of Wilmington. I'm doing this for y'all. Vote for Kobe Owens.
Hello, my name is Eugene Young. I'm incredibly thankful to be here. I am a candidate for U.S. Congress, and I believe when it comes to Congress, it comes to service. One of my favorite lines about service is you can't lead without loving, you can't save without service. So what's the depth of your love, and what's the quality of your service? So this aspect of love and service is what brings me here before you today, and wanting to take that and extend that into Congress as we move forward. I look at my last 20 years of serving the community, and I look forward to having another 20 and being able to find more ways to even better serve the community, which has given me so much. So please feel free to join us at eugeneyoung.com. That's EUGENEYOUNG.com. That's eugeneyoung.com. If you're interested in volunteering or donating, it could be $5 a month, it could be $100 a month, it could just be a standard donation of $10. We appreciate it all. Thank you so very much, and wishing you a wonderful beautiful day.
Hello, Wilmington. I am Michelle Harley, and I represent the 4th Councilmatic District. The communities in the 4th District are Southbridge, the Riverfront, Midtown Brandywine, Trinity Vicinity, and a portion of the East Side. I am running for my re-election on Tuesday, September the 10th for the 4th District City Council seat, and I would love for you to donate and to consider volunteering. To learn more about what I am doing and what I plan to do, you can visit my website at www.michelleharley.com. Together, we can move the 4th District forward. Thank you.
And we're back. What a great show today. I wanted the energy to be high, and it was. Both candidates. You heard last week, I had Wayne Dobson on. This week, Tish Brady came on, as well as Hackett, Alex Hackett. I want to make sure I say the full names, because I am very committed to moving forward. We're not demonizing anyone. It's not about, I don't like this candidate, I don't like the other. I see qualities, and I'm trying to help these individuals, these young people who are just ready to do bigger and better things. They are looking for the opportunity to help and assist in the transformation of what's happening in the city of Wilmington. Yes, we have a lot of building going on, and if you listen to the trend about working with the land bank, about trying to find ways to give education so that people will understand, these are the things that we need in order to bring our community up. Not being angry, negative, and want to fight. No, it's about finding a way to make sure everyone gets a piece of the pie. I'm looking forward to this election. I need you to vote. I need you to vote, because for the next couple of weeks, all you're going to see is me having interview after interview. I'm going to be bringing in the mayoral candidates. I'm going to be bringing in the candidate for governor. He'll be here. I'm looking forward to all individuals so you can get a chance to say, you know what, I'm glad I saw Tish Brady on the Coffee with Curry show, or Hackett on the Coffee with Curry show, or Dobson on the Coffee with Curry show, or whoever, whether it be one of the two candidates for mayor or the candidate for governor, because at the end of the day, your vote matters. You have to get up and you have to vote. Remember, I can't tell you who to vote for. Who am I? I can't tell you, but I tell you who I'm gonna vote for. I'm going with Bracy. I'm going with Dobson, and I'm going for Hackett. Until the next time we get together, may the Lord God bless you real good.
Thank you for watching this episode of Coffee with Curry. Tune in next week, Sunday at 11 a.m.